Long to get going. So, welcome to Health Freedom with Dr. Mo. It sounds like a Mr. Rogers show. Um, sort of, kind of. But let's go live. Let's see if we can get us live on Instagram. We cannot go live on Facebook because I got in trouble. So here we are on TikTok. And all right, we are live on Instagram too. So we are live on Instagram, we are live on YouTube and TikTok. All right. And the way I'm doing this, there we go, is I'm on two different devices. So if I happen to look over here, that's why. What do I talk about when I talk about health freedom? I talk about GLP-1s. There's Darnell. The party can get started. He's over on Instagram for those of you who are on the TikTok. So thanks for coming. And I think, so I switched software. I think this is much better than the last couple times. So we're still looking for the holy grail, right? For multi-streaming. And right now I can't do, like I said, I can't do Facebook. So here we are on Instagram. Instagram is my primary mode of transportation these days. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. There's Linda. Now's the party. So what do you guys want to know? What do you want to know about GLP-1s? Anything with peptides? Oh, before I forget, I'm going to say the things, Linda. You'll be so proud. If you want to be a patient of ours, if you're wondering who the hell I am Dr. Mo. What I do is I run a practice called AMS Lifestyle Medicine. We don't just do GLP-1s, we do lifestyle medicine. So we do functional medicine, we do men's performance, we do labs from home nationwide. And right now we actually have a bundle promo where in GLP-1s are included, that if you order GLP-1s and another peptide or two peptides, doesn't matter, you get 25% off. So now before the end of September. So which is pretty amazing. I read that as Numo the Pirate. That's hilarious. I literally, it was Pen on the Prairie, and I read Numo the Pirate. I'm like, wow, that's medical and Disney all wrapped up into one, all the way from South Africa. That's pretty freaking amazing. Welcome. So I talk about all kinds of things, health. So whether it's weight management, energy management, because your life is really based on your energy management. Let's be serious. It's not about the time. It's not about, work-life balance. It's not about time balance. It's about your energy management. If your health sucks, everything else sucks too. So that's why we attack that first. Cheryl's here too. Awesome. Super awesome. My book is in production officially. So it is slated to come out November 18th. I'm 99% sure that date is right. Whatever that Tuesday is, that's the date. It's on a calendar. So once I put it on the calendar, it gets chucked right out of my head. So there we are. Thank you for liking. Feel free to share the live. If you have anybody who is interested, I got to pull the chat up because we might have some people on the tube. I got to get people on YouTube. So I have to find the chat and I don't know how to find the chat. All right, we got this. I haven't been on Restream in a long time. Show on stream. What does it do? Oh, yeah. Well, oh, that's okay. So if I was really streaming, like if I was a gamer who was streaming, who would actually have more than like 12 people, then I don't know, some gamers stream and they don't have 12 people in the beginning either. So, but if I was streaming, we could have the content, the comments actually on here. So that would be pretty stinking cool. No, we cannot talk on some other platform privately. That's not that kind of thing. I was joking with my husband the other day. I was like, I love social media. I really do, because I get to change a lot of people's lives, and I'm too old and not attractive for OnlyFans. So we were joking about that. That was damn funny myself. So yes, the only private platform I talk on really is my GroupMe for my patients, which is pretty cool. So if you're an AMS patient, amslifestylemedicine.com. If you want to get care, that's where you head. And we have a private GroupMe where you guys can ask questions. If you're an ambassador, somebody asked today, how do we find out if somebody's using our code? I don't know if we can do this. I look like Michelle McCool. Who is Michelle McCool? I don't know who that is because I'm old. But I'm going to look it up later when I can. I'm going to write it down. I have a pen, old school style, right? Because I'm trying not to muck up the Restream feed and pull up too many windows, because that's what happens. Everything, like my notes app is shut down. Oh, I should shut down my Zoom app too, because it's probably taking some bandwidth, right? So bandwidth. That was really funny because I knew, Jordan, that you were going live on TikTok. So I was like, oh, I wonder if she's going to be live. And I don't know how to do it though. If I do live, then they can't hear you on um Undertaker's wife. Okay, all right, I'm totally gonna see who it is. Now hi Kathy. So one of the way, if you're addicted to some kind of drugs, that's not a treatment I do, not that kind of doctor. There are a lot of really good ones out there, to be honest. And addiction medicine is definitely near and dear to my heart. I just had some wicked deja vu. Sorry, well, that I can't help you with either. The YouTube comments, this is where we show up, man. This is where the engagement shows up. I'm not even going to read it out. The problem, so I don't know. So multi-guest, they can't hear you on this microphone, which is where it comes through Restream, because I can't have the same mic both places. Now, if I could have a remote mic that's on Restream, I'd have to give it some thought. Compression socks are on. Good. Got to get rid of the fluid. So, don't eat hot peppers. We'll start there. I'm getting lots of poop comments. For those of you over on TikTok, I'll translate. I'm getting poop comments on YouTube because we're 12. Actually, my 12-year-old wouldn't even do that. So hold on. Are you in the group? All right. So I would put it out here, Linda, but we've got lots of lurkers today. So is it AI? Right, David? I totally agree. You've made it when the trolls are here. You see Dan Martell's feeds, right? So I'm like, hey, welcome. And the thing is too, sometimes when we get trolls, which I find interesting, is we help them, which is pretty amazing. So bring them on. Come on, engagement is engagement. But no, it's not AI. But I did get flagged. One of my videos got flagged on TikTok for being AI. I'm like, it's me, guys. It was bizarre. I'm like, first of all, if I made AI, I'd get rid of some of the wrinkles and stuff. Those, my what the fuck face from the ER. These are real bad. They're deep grooves, man. We are grooved. Have I ever had a DEXA scan? Funny you mentioned that. I have not. I mean, not for I did the bone scan, like the bone scan one, but not for body comp. We finally have one that's local in the Woodlands. I mean, I live in the Woodlands, Texas. Like, why is this not local? But everyone that's around, you have to get the medical care first, like from them. I'm like, I don't need that part. I just need the freaking numbers. So yes, the Hume Bod Pod is definitely a good alternative. But there's a new one that's emergency medicine. Okay. If you have a GI bleed, that's my EM career and you need to go to the ER. So by the way, let's run this over. My name is Dr. Mo. I'm a doctor. I'm not your doctor. If I am your doctor, I'm not your doctor here on social media. So that's my disclaimer. All right. I got to get this so I can see comments and interesting. Okay, there we go. Now I've got comments and my screen. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we finally have one local. So I probably will schedule shortly to see what my actual numbers are so I can compare it to, I have a Withing scale. So it does body fat, but I know it's not correct, right? Bioelectric impedance, the Hume does better because they use neither hysterectomy. You can see the kind of trolls I'm getting right now on YouTube. I don't know. I'm not complaining. It's still people. It hurts when I do this, right? Don't do that. So, yeah, wow. It is interesting on YouTube. I'll take it, right? Yeah, it hurts when I hit myself with a hammer. Stop. Well, I mean, I shouldn't even say that because I just had the most non-nutritious but tasty lunch because I ran downstairs and, well, I said, go to the ER. Wow. YouTube is rough. So yeah, that's a surgical issue that I can't fix. And I do agree with being alive is everything, right? One more day above the roses. You got to go over there, Jordan. It's, you got to pull it up. It's entertaining. So, all right, likes and follows, but let's get some real questions in here that I can help with. So things that I help with: nutrition, exercise, that kind of education. You have questions on peptides, questions on where to get your peptides. We do prescribe peptides at AMS Lifestyle Medicine.com. You can get 25% off right now. So I just found that out today. I'm pretty excited. Why are professions like a dermatologist and a dentist not considered real doctors? Dermatologist is a real doctor. Dentist is a dentist. If you're a DMD, you're still a doctor, right? So a doctor is a degree, and then your profession is kind of what comes after that. Really under eating stress is really high. It's okay for a little bit. Hydrate, sip some protein shakes, and roll. Give yourself some grace. Pain from your lower back to the knee, then extreme cramp in the knee. You need to get evaluated for spinal cord trauma and intermittent claudication. Loose skin after weight loss. That's a good one. Time and protein. Time, protein, hydration, and surgery. All right. What are peptides? Peptides are 2 or more amino acids strung together in a chain. You like that? Said from the biology class. So peptides are things like, people will argue GLP-1s are not peptides. They are peptides. So NAD, but no, Chris, but I would get that evaluated. I mean, I was not being flippant. Those are the things that I would get evaluated for. And that's kind of critical, actually. That's an ASAP thing. And if I hear those are red flags for me, because I'm worried about nerve or circulatory damage. So that's you got to get that shit checked out. Tips on studying. I wasn't the best at it. Still not the best at it. I only study the things I like to study. So that's how I have to relate it to things that I like to do. So peptides. Yeah. When you feel depleted, when you undereat and feel depleted, it's okay as a temporary state, especially when it's related to real stress. Okay. So, and Jordan, don't let me forget to DM Linda the AMS group chat. If you pick up what I'm throwing down. So, GLP-1s interfering with IGF-1. It should be the opposite. That's an interesting duo. No, I would look for other causes. If your IGF-1 is elevated, I would look for other causes. Now, this is my gut. Not my gut as in like my microbiome. I'm talking my gut. Hold on. GLP-1 and I know I told you I wasn't going to do this because I didn't want to tank my IGF-1 levels. Let's do this. Yeah, no, it's protective. That's what I thought. They're crucial for neuro health. I get that. Okay, so the IGF-1, I would look for another cause. I don't have any good answers with that. Now, you know who might know is Kelly, who's in our practice. I talked to her for an hour today, just she and I dedicated. You guys will get it out on a podcast. She is so incredibly knowledgeable. I knew it, but I finally got an hour of her time, and it was incredible. Yeah, okay. So if you have an adrenal adenoma, yeah, that axis is not going to be happy. If you've already got adrenal, look at the pituitary issues because that's one big feedback loop. Endometriosis is a monster. I don't disagree. Eye strain. What about it? I need reading glasses because I'm 51. I don't have them on because I don't like the way the glare looks on a live. Linda is on Instagram. Yes, currently. Yes. So right now, I think going forward, we're probably going to stick to Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for the Tuesday live. So the TikTok trio the Tuesday trio on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook can, well, I won't quote Nikki. She has a saying that I really like, but I won't quote it because it's pretty vulgar. Nikki is our weight management nurse practitioner that I work with. So what else do we want to, anything about GLP-1s? We had a lot of good talk this morning on GLP-1s. Hey, oh, YouTube is hopping today. Send all you guys who are out there, just send this to other people because engagement is engagement. I'll take it. All right. But what do you guys really want to know? I mean, I got a bunch of people hanging out. So, okay. Spunky, you got to get your shit together. Literally. Okay. Um, but as long as we're talking about poops, let's talk about constipation on a GLP-1 because that is the real deal. Yes, you cannot take any growth hormone or like anything that will stimulate growth if you have a cancer, if you have an active cancer. Period. So this is a good thing for peptides. So let's talk about peptides for a second before we go to the constipation. Take greens. Take Miralax. If you need it, take Miralax. Get on a bowel regimen. Don't wait till you have a super bad constipation. What kind of doctor? I'm a lifestyle medicine doctor, obesity medicine board certified, lifestyle medicine board eligible, emergency medicine board certified. So the BPC, I'd have to check on. The TB500, I can't prescribe. Not that you can't take it, and we will manage it. Yes, Kathy is an expert, for sure. But we have to check though. My team knows off top. My team is all certified in peptides. I'm not. So why am I the one who's doing the live? Because I'm the internet personality. So if you want more information on that, you can always ask the team and say, hey, what can I take if I have this? Hold on. I'm looking like a lot of people today. How many people do we have on YouTube? I don't know, but I'm writing them down. I'm writing down because pop culture up to date. I'm apparently not. And House isn't even up to date. But I didn't watch House. I just didn't. I was in the ER for 15 years. I was in med school for a bunch before that, residency before that. So, you know what I didn't watch either is I still can't watch The Pit. I think I'm getting close. I think I'm getting close to the point where I can watch it because I've seen clips and I'm sobbing. I mean, it's too much because it was my life for a long, long time. And I still do miss it. And I really want to watch it. I mean, of course, Noah Wiley is, the cat's ass, but yeah. So if they say, I know they say it's benign, if they've looked at the markers and it's not truly cancer, I don't know. I mean, that's a risk benefit, right? Like I'm not going to push anything on anybody who might be detrimental. And that's what Kelly and I were talking about this last hour is we were talking about recommending treatment plans for people and it's first do no harm, right? I mean, I get that's actually not what the original adage, but it's what we go by. And sorry, I have cat hair on my hat. It's probably why my eye itches. But that's really critical. Like, as long as it's not going to hurt you, we will prescribe it, even if it's off label, because we do cash pay in our practice. That's why we do labs nationwide. I just got a great recommendation to start really working on labs for especially like triathletes. I bet there are triathletes out there that don't get their labs checked because it's a pain in the ass. If you could pay $149 and get a panel, get it done. Pay $249, get a comprehensive panel, get it done from your house. Because a lot of triathletes are busy. So go to AMS Lifestyle Medicine. The hat is cringe as fuck. All right. Well, you know what? Number one, thanks for your opinion. They're like assholes. We all have one. And my opinion is that it's actually my favorite hat because I built this company from nothing and I like the blue. I actually have a Kauai coffee hat. That is the first time I saw this one. I prescribed too much drugs. My vaccines gave me autism. You need to go with your autism and read the studies. I'm telling you, YouTube is a riot today. Yeah, so many stories. So many stories. I know it's tough. Useless drugs. Well, all right. Depends what you think is useless, but I'm good with it. That atropine was not useless, and neither was the epinephrine. Ask the guy with a heartbeat again. Anyhow, I don't want meds for the elevated IGF-1s. If it's not gonna cause harm, it's like free help. Yeah, no, for real. So yeah, I would just really make sure your endocrinologist is explaining to you because that's an endo issue. Very useful for me too. It's an endo issue. That's above and beyond my specialty for sure. Yeah, my team can My team is very good with the safety questions. They know when to say no. It's the when to say yes that we would need endocrinology kind of as a backup to make sure. Yep, perfect. More labs and a CT scheduled. Awesome. That's the right way to do it. I mean, part of health freedom, right, is learning to navigate healthcare. How does a GLP-1 help with PCOS? So funny because we're talking a lot about hormone loops and endocrinology today. So one of the biggest ways that it helps is it helps you restore the feedback loops, because once your fat hits an excess mass, it's like the tipping point, right? It feeds back with your hypothalamic pituitary axis. That's your brain, and then your adrenals and all your other endocrine organs. Your fat mass becomes its own endocrine organ. That is not one that God intended. All right, religious crap aside here. But seriously, it's not the way. Oh, fuck that noise. Please hold. I'm going to address this one. So I was just told that I'm afraid to tell my patients to eat healthy and exercise instead of prescribing drugs. Would anyone like to chime in who knows me, who's been here for a minute? Because if you know me at all, and this person obviously does not, but touched a nerve, like a hand on a hot stove. I do tell people to eat healthy and exercise. Okay, that conversation's funny as hell. I'm just going to let these two go at it on YouTube. But back to the PCOS, your excess fat mass. And because again, like we know hirsutism, right? I mean, anyone else have to pluck their lip? I don't have PCOS. So, but I have a lot of good friends who do. So, but when that hormonal axis gets disrupted, again, it gets knocked off its axis. So, the haters are big today. I'm trying to kind of sort of pay attention in case somebody has a question for real on YouTube. I mean, I'm happy for the engagement. I'm very thankful, but real questions would be great. The meds are tools to be used in conjunction with nutrition and exercise. Right. I had a patient say at the very beginning, she was awesome. She said, they make the impossible merely difficult. So, Dwayne, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I just briefly scrolled through your exercise and you clearly scrolled through your videos and you clearly promote exercise. Yes. Thanks for doing your research. Like, do you know me at all? No, they don't. That's okay. So yes, Kathy, your oncologist wanted you to lose because fat stores estrogen in women and you had estrogen sensitive cancer. There's actually a lot of research done now with GLP-1s post-cancer to reduce the ones that are, hi Ursula, the ones that are hormone sensitive, because you don't want the stored hormone. Again, like no one needs moobs, right? To talk to the dudes out there. Nobody wants a high level of estrogen as a man and a low level of testosterone as a woman. I mean, you don't want too much either though, right? There are certain parts we want to stay the same as they were before. But yes, the exercise helps to mitigate muscle loss too. Completely. We were talking about that this morning. We're afraid of Ozempic face. We're afraid of Ozempic ass. So, no, pill popper is alive, Terry. So if you're going to tell me a pill popper, so Running Man, I can tell, but welcome. Take a look at my stuff and you will see how hell-bent for glory I am on nutrition and exercise. So that is my thing. As far as pill poppers or pill pushers, nope. I like to educate. If we can get you to a point where you are in optimal physical condition with just behavior change, I am all freaking for it. I was just too far gone. I had, I have cardiovascular disease, blah, 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 I have all the things. So, but it is critically important to maintain. Those of you who know me, it's strength training that's key, right? Yes, you need cardiovascular health and you need the pump to work. But strength training is critically important because when you want to stand up off the toilet as an 80-year-old, you've got to build up to that. And there's no way around it. There is no way around it. And if it's doing 100 body weight squats a day, you're like, I can't get to the gym. Don't care. Put your hands on the table, do 100 body weight squats a day. Because guess what? That's how you're going to get off the toilet at 80. Keep going. Good job, Kathy, because you're going to feel depleted. It's going to be rough. And so here's something, Kathy, that I did when I was on, Kyle, how are you? When I was on the trip where I had to get up at 3 a.m. to fly places, this cat hair will not go away. I got up at 2:45 and I did just 10 minutes of my bands in the room, because that way it was something, right? I get up in the morning. Like it's again, I get up in the morning. I call it my PF workout. Sounds like it should be obscene, but it's not. It's performance first. So because I've got to set myself up for my day that way. Skinny fat women are the worst. I kind of feel like that right now because it's so hard to build muscle. I mean, but look, so I'm working on my right side because my right side has nerve and muscle damage. So but look, I actually have a little Bugs Bunny muscle coming up, and don't mind this 4th grade art teacher flab. It is what it is. See, left one stronger, but I'm working on it. I sound extremely unsure of my own advice. Oh, I am so fucking sure of my advice. There's a book coming out. If you'd like to be on the book launch team and get a free advance copy, it's at shiftbooklaunch.com. Well, you should probably inject some olive oil right into your rectum and help the poop come out. I'm just saying, not medical advice. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I went there. All right. 50% cardio, 50% strength. So it depends. It depends on how much you're doing. 2 to 3 times a week, you need strength training of some sort. Get with your doctor, make sure you know what you can handle. And I'm not talking 2 hours of CrossFit. I'm talking 10 minutes of squats or 10 minutes of body weight exercise, 10 minutes of strength training 3 times a week. Cardiovascular current recommendations are 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise a week. So it depends. I wouldn't do 50-50. It's kind of why I don't do like percentages with protein, carbs, and fat, because I don't know how much you're eating. If you're eating too much or too little, that number doesn't matter. I like absolute, right? Protein, 1 gram per pound of body weight. Fill the rest in of your maintenance if you're maintaining, right? Whatever energy balance you're looking for, is you fill that in. 1 gram per pound with protein. If you're extremely overweight, you're going to go on your ideal body weight or your lean body mass. Start there, right? Because again, you're not going to just eat 250 grams of protein overnight if you're a big dude. You're going to start with your lean body mass of your ideal body weight and then build up from there. So yes, rather than punch the excellent, use the resistance. Probably a good plan. That's good, Gabby. Oh, hold on. I built a gym in my garage to take away my own excuses. Totally. And that's exactly it, right? I have a lot of excuses for a lot of things. This morning, I was early because I thought I was going to be late, whatever. So I ended up working in my car, but I made sure that I got my lift done before I went anywhere because it's 15 minutes. I do 15 minutes of strength training every day. If I'm really not feeling it, I'll do stretching and mobility. So that's just how I have excuses, guys, for sure. So this is also a good question. Hold on. Let me pin this on TikTok. Is 10,000 steps daily sufficient, or should I be aiming for that elevated heart rate zone with cardio? The 10,000 steps is good for what we call non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That is called NEAT. So the very long term. But that's your daily activity. So 10,000 steps is really what you need to just get off my rear end, which I am not doing a whole lot today. That's your daily activity. In order to improve your VO2 max, which is really what you're looking for with cardiovascular exercise, you need to get in that. And I just learned this week, the numbers. Like, yes, I've known about VO2 max, but 4 to 8 minutes is your sweet spot with VO2 max training. Thank you, Peter Attia. So for 4 to 8 minutes, you're going to hold you're going to push zone 2. So you're going to need that elevation. You need to get your heart rate up. You don't necessarily need to do HIIT, but you need to do something that's going to get your heart rate. And zones is a different story. We will discuss that. We can discuss that on a different live, but that's as a primer here, but you need to push it. You're going to need to push it for a little bit. 5 to 7K is sufficient. Yeah. And it's moving around, but it doesn't count as cardio either. So I'll quote my coach, a walk is not a workout. I was pissed. I'm not going to lie. So I know. But yes. Oh, thank you. This is this is what I love to talk about, right? Because this is the thing where like, so I hear so much, there's so much noise. There's all this noise coming in. What do you need? You need somebody to pare it down and say, what is realistic? You do 10 minutes 3 times a week of strength training. There is not a damn person who's listening who can tell me they can't find time for that, right? I mean, there's nobody who cannot find time for that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kathy, here's the deal. If you're like, I can't find time for that, do 5 minutes. Start with 5. Start with 2. I don't care. Start. Just start. If you go to shiftwithdrmo.com, that's what it says at the top. Just start. Because you've got to start to build. You're not going to be, again, think about Ironman training, right? There's not a ton of us out there. It feels like it in my communities that it feels like there's a lot of it out there, but there isn't. But you think about it. Writing a book, you just start. Learning medical school, for God's sake, just start. Losing weight, Vince. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I'm seeing my friends over on Instagram. I got a lot of friends on TikTok too. YouTube, it's a whole lot of. So good. Yeah. Well, Running Man. I hope you're a runner because your name's Running Man. But yes, I agree. You said I look like a runner earlier. Thank you, because I am not a natural runner, and that's one of the best compliments that you could show me. So I do get a lot of info from ChatGPT because I use it a lot, but actually my information is from being an athletic trainer for 26 years, a dual organization USA Triathlon and Ironman coach for 10 years, certified sports nutritionist for 13 years, physician, certified athletic trainer for 26 years. Did I say that one already? I don't know if I did. I think I might have at the beginning. And constant learning every day. So that's where I get my information from. But no, I do use ChatGPT all the freaking time. Day 8 of Pilates. That's amazing. 20 minutes a day. Linda, that's a streak. I can't start. I keep failing. Hi, you're new. And thank you. But no, here's the deal. Do you keep failing at starting or failing at continuing? Because just keep starting. That'll get you there. So calisthenics is still cardio. I would focus more. I would add the running. I mean, granted, you also need to cross train, right? You can run all the time, but you may end up having overuse injuries. So if you're going to do other cardio, you can alternate, like not necessarily even alternate, just a couple days a week. I do not. You can alternate like a couple days a week. Like, so I do cycling. I don't do a run streak anymore because I kind of got lazy, frankly. I do workout streak, but I do some sort of intentional movement every day. But if you're running, you're going to want to supplement other less load-bearing activities, swimming, biking, other cardio, classes, gym classes. But you do want dedicated strength training. And even if it's not great to start, right? Like I don't have the best workouts. I'm not going to lie. Some days are just like, hey, I'm just putting it in. I mean, Linda's rocking it in day 8 of Pilates. That's amazing. 20 minutes a day is huge. That is fantastic. I have time, just not ability. You have the ability, though, to do what you can do, and you do. So that's great, right? VO2 max target, higher than it is today. What do I do as a job? Push-ups. Okay, hold on. No, calisthenics. So I didn't know what you meant by calisthenics. When you say calisthenics, I think aerobics, right? Because that's the traditional definition. Push-ups, chin-ups, pull-ups, and dips are strength training. Let's be clear, you're doing the right thing. That is strength training. That is functional strength training. I'm particular about the wording because it's just what I've done for my whole life. No, I know, Linda, you're rocking it. So yeah, Linda, Kathy, Linda's over here. Kathy's over here. So yes, if you can pull back from a chair and stand up, shorts are a little high, then you're golden, right? That's key. So, because not everybody can do that, right? Not everybody can stand up, especially without hanging on to something. Look at those skinny arms. Man, I'm working on it. That's all right. So VO2 max target. Right now, what do I do as a job? I run a lifestyle medicine practice called Active Medical Solutions. And we are now Wait, where's my AMS thing? Hold on, I'll show you on TikTok. Oh, and the cool thing is I can actually show you. That's my AMS logo over there, but it's AMS Lifestyle Medicine.com. And now my camera's all wonky and I can't get it back to where I'm in the middle. At AMS Lifestyle Medicine.com, we are a nationwide lifestyle medicine practice. We do weight management, we do men's performance. And notice I don't say weight loss because it's not what it's about. It's about weight management. It's where you are, where you're going. If you want to gain weight, we can help you with that as well. We do weight management. We do urgent care. We do men's performance and labs from home nationwide, low cost. And we also are adding on true functional medicine, functional integrative medicine, whatever you want to call it. If you feel like shit, but your numbers are normal, that's where Kelly comes in. So she digs in, which is pretty awesome. Nice. That's a good job on the VO2. So here's an example. Somebody asked what the VO2 is. So Running Man, I don't know how old you are, Running Man. So tell me. I'm assuming you're a man. But his VO2 is 48. Mine, I like Garmin better than my Apple Watch. My Apple Watch is 30. My Garmin says 40. But we actually just invested in a VO2 Max tester, home tester. It's a small unit that we are going to use for the AMS racing team. Where am I from? From Buffalo, New York, originally. You're 46. Nice job. Nice job. Let's keep the VO2 Max older than our age. I am so not there. But my VO2 Max has gone from 29 to 30.1 since I've started to work out regularly again. So I grew up in Buffalo, New York. So if you wonder, I live in Texas, but this rate of speech is not a Texas rate of speech. Definitely from the north. Not moving back. It's too freaking cold. So, but yeah, I'm going to go with Garmin. And it's funny because all the memes out there. So I wear an Apple Watch on a regular basis. For longer stuff, I use Garmin. And all the memes out there about your Apple Watch is like, you stood up, you're a rock star. Your Garmin's like, you just ran 14 miles. Unproductive. It is the God's honest truth. The tough part is if you don't, it doesn't go back and forth. I wish Garmin could read Apple and incorporate those workouts. I'm also having trouble with Trainer Road getting to my Oura Ring. I like numbers. Can you tell? So, except I have not logged my food yet today. I took the day off after I had buttered toast for lunch. It was homemade bread. Who's going to turn that down? Not me. And it's almost gone. So what time is it? Okay, good. I got 10 more minutes. Awesome. All right. What else do you guys have for questions? Because I don't want to just blab about my shit. I want to help. How can I help? How can I help? I'll pause for one moment. Pause for a message from our sponsor. Guess what? I don't have any sponsors, but if you do want to be a patient in our practice or check it out, go to amslifestylemedicine.com and you can see what we offer and just hit get started. It doesn't cost you anything to get started. And right now we are running a special on peptides. So GLP-1s, peptides. Now the GLP-1, it doesn't work with a brand dosing. We prescribe brand dosing. We're just a medical practice, right? So we do Zepbound. The only reason we'll do compound GLP-1s is if you need a specific dosing regimen, which we can also help you with. See, thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl likes my cap. So you can't have the blue one but we do have black ones. Somebody slammed my cap and said it was ugly as fuck. I'm like, opinions are like assholes. We all got one. Anyhow, so sorry. If you just joined, I was being snarky. Apologies, sort of, but not really. I do have this book that says "Stop apologizing for being you." So no, I'm not sorry. Anyway, but yes, we have an AMS racing team. So if you do, we're starting that too. Doing a lot of things, a lot of fun things. We used to have a triathlon team called Tritactics. It is very near and dear to my heart. That is morphing into the AMS racing team. So 5K, 10K, whatever your race, if you want to be a part of it, we're getting that stuff together. That'll launch after the first of the year. But I'd love to have you rep AMS. We'll figure it out. I don't know how to do it with gear just yet. I am doing my new triathlon kit for Galveston. It's from what's my beauty secret? Do you think this has a beauty secret? I ain't got one. Okay. To cut weight, high protein, less carbs. So if you're cutting weight, um, clean, right? Clean. And I would go lower refined carbs, right? So you're gonna eat like the vegetables, the fruits, that stuff, but fewer Doritos, right? Where you can cut out, because the only way to drop weight is to shift the energy balance in your favor. So if you're super active, you need to make sure you're fueling your workouts well enough, and you are super active. Obviously, your VO2 max is 48. And so you've got to balance that, because there's a sweet spot with cutting your calorie intake and still having kick-ass workouts. So that's a lot of timing. That's where a coach comes in super handy, like a nutritionist or a coach, one that knows endurance sports. So, but that's where it comes in, where you've got to work on timing. Because if you're only say you burn 2,400 calories and you're going to cut that to 2,000, and you're going to do that by cutting out the garbage, right? So you cut out the garbage, but it cuts out your energy. So you got to figure out, all right, when are you going to cut this? When are you going to do this? So you're not, chewing off the refrigerator door too, because you're also going to flip that mind switch where you're going to want a ton of food, right? So it's a little bit of a game. So this is where tracking comes in handy. You look like you're a numbers guy, which is pretty awesome. But if you track, like, how does this food make me feel? How was the workout? When did I eat it pre-workout? How is this working? Because then you're like, wow, like, because you all know, like, if you try a new gel, whatever, and you're like, wow, that sucked. So, yeah. So you're like, wow, that gel did not work. I threw that up, or, whatever. Or, oh, I did this workout and I threw up on my run. Bad idea. So you've got to, I ate this pre-workout and then I, threw up on my run. Like, obviously terrible. Or, oh, I needed to bring toilet paper on this run. Don't eat that before the next workout. If you don't track that, you're going to make the same mistakes over and over again. So don't do that, right? My partner's having serious side effects from your meds and can't get my practice to respond. Okay, that's a problem. Are you texting the right number, the one that's on the website? Because they've been working all day. I've been on there and they've been working all day. So hold on, let me pull up, make sure I don't get the number wrong. It's 8. Well, I'm not going to do, I'm actually going to do this so I don't get the number wrong. But if you go to amslifestylemedicine.com, scroll all the way to the bottom. Why is this a weird? I don't know why my website looks super weird right now. I have no idea why. Okay, I don't know. I'll ask the team. However, didn't change the fact that there's a number at the bottom. It is 813-499-0037. That's our text number. That's the line they're on. And they're on all day, every day. So if they can't get the if they can't get the practice to respond, I'm gonna look at, ouch, I just smacked my elbow really hard. Oh. Well, I can't get you from your name. Okay. Let me see. I'm actually going to hop in while we're here, because I saw my 3 o'clock's malleable. So, but I want to make sure. I don't like when people don't get taken care of. So I'm actually going to pop into the line real quick and see if we have any text messages that haven't been answered. So, because that's bizarre. So let's check. Conversations. Why is I think this might be my display. Oh, I'm like, never mind. All. Oh, never mind. I'm like, they're assigned to me. I don't need that. Give me a second. Looking at mine. There aren't any assigned to me. I'm like, why are there none? Okay. The last blank one. And if you're having serious side effects, first of all, if it's emergent. Oh, nice. I need to get him. My friend just signed up and I didn't know he was there. Um, I'm looking through. This is nope, that has nothing. I'm just scrolling through. I don't have any text messages without a name. Couldn't find caller name. That was a phone call. That was a week ago. So I doubt that that's it. All right, let me make sure. I'm going to sort again. Mm-mm. Nope, I'm looking. No, yeah, no, you should be worried. Now, again, if it's emergent, you got to go to the ER, right? But it might be something we can, we definitely want to know either way. You want to give me his initials, like first and last initial, because then I can at least see. I don't have any that everything's been responded to that I can see. But yeah, this is what I do. This is what I do. Because I've actually been on the lines a lot this weekend. Just popping in and making, just checking in, inspecting what I expect. Yeah. I don't know. So let me know. I don't have anything that hasn't been responded to in all of the conversations. We've got a bunch of duplicate contacts. Not amazing, guys. But whatever. I'm going to merge these two while I'm here. I'm just checking. Yeah, no, now if you're that worried, but that's definitely he definitely, like, if it's an ER thing. Hold on. I'm looking through. I don't see any. I'm going to merge these. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to look for anyone who hasn't had anything answered. I don't see any. So just make sure yeah. And we do have the phone, like they answer the phone as well, but not all the time. But if they don't answer a phone, it'll kick back. If you call and we don't answer the phone, if we can't get to your call, it'll kick back with a text message of how can I help? So, and that's automatic. So I can't find anything. So I am sorry. And I don't like that. No, I'm just going to do one more search. Anyway, if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm in my AMS Lifestyle Medicine filing cabinet and trying to figure something out for somebody. So, and if you can't get a hold of, like, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on, but our email is help@amsemails.com, and that is on the website. So at any time, text us, like, the number on the website is the number, like, in the door. That's what we do. So it's all in the same system. Everybody's looking at, like, everybody's standing at the same desk, essentially. Taking care of people. So it's kind of how it goes. And that's the way that we, what it was I major. Oh, we didn't talk about the study thing. What was my major? Oh God. Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I was a biology major with a sports medicine minor. But literally it was a very long time ago. I have a master's in, athletic training, bachelor's in biology and sports med, an MD, and then certified sports nutritionist through the ISSN, obesity medicine board certified, emergency medicine board certified. So a lot of stuff, a lot of pieces of paper. All right. I do have to go for a 3 o'clock though. But I'm going to, right now, I'm going to end my live on Instagram. So you guys will see you next week. It's Trifecta Tuesday at 2. So we're going to go ahead and end that. And then we're going to end, I can't be older than 29. I think David Goggins is, he's awesome and crazy. So I'm still live on YouTube and somebody's asking, I love him. I love him. From the very first time I saw him on the Iron Man video, a long, long time ago. I think he's amazing and a little bit crazy. So he's dedicated, right? You know, obsessed. Obsessed is the word the lazy used to describe the dedicated. So I'm not, I don't have that mindset. Sometimes I wish I did. I don't. I'm much too lazy for that. So, all right. But I want to, I'm going to make sure I'm going to screenshot this on TikTok. No, I'm not. I'm going to shut it off. That was not the right thing to do. There we go. I want to screenshot that on TikTok so I can find you on DMs. So I'm going to go find you on DMs. I'm going to go to my 3 o'clock and I will see you guys next Tuesday, if not before, if I'm on an impromptu live. That's usually on my phone. But if you're a patient, you're in the group me and you know where to go because I'll usually post in there, hey guys, I'm going live on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, like on Tuesdays. But if I just have my phone on me and I'm going to go do a live, call them laundry lives because I put away my laundry. But maybe Thursday or Friday I'll be on. So I will see you guys then on YouTube. And thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Don't forget.